All right, everybody, I welcome you guys here today. I am so excited to host Markus and Ira from StreetText today. So if you can tell us in the chat box where you're from, we would really appreciate it. So I'm really, I'm from Fremont, guys. Everybody knows that. But if you could chat in and tell us exactly where you guys are from, we would like it. Okay, so we've got Chicago in the house. Who else do we have? We have, oh, look at all that. Birmingham, 510. Yep, there you are. Los Gatos. That is actually where Markus was from, right, Markus?
Right.
Charlotte.
Hi, 2001.
Yeah, there you go. St. John's, Florida. Welcome, 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 everybody. I'm so excited. New Hampshire, Richmond, Michigan. Wow, we've got some great peeps here. Welcome. Happy New Year to everybody. And I am excited to host, like I said again, my favorite peeps here from StreetText, Markus and Ira. Ira is one of our coaches at StreetText, and so is Markus. But I'm going to have them take over and, see how they can help us put some light into Facebook ads. And I've seen a lot of success with Facebook ads. So I can't wait for you guys to know so much more about it. So Ira, Markus, Happy New Year. Welcome. I'm totally excited for this webinar of ours.
Are you ever not excited, Janky?
What was that?
You always show up excited. That's well, lesson number one. If you want to take away from Janky and her success here, she's always ready and excited to help and contribute and to grow, and it's so.
Absolutely. Show up is the first step, right? Show up, dress up, show up, and that's it. That's half the battle. But I am so excited to give and to share with you guys about StreetText. I was struggling for so many years with, lead generation and listings and all of that good stuff. But I found StreetText. I actually fought with Markus a couple of times. It was a mindset thing. And here I am hosting them. So I love it. So tell us more about, what StreetText is all about, Ira and Markus. And then let's dive into split tests or whatever we want to talk about today, even have a mindset. Let's talk about that.
Love it. I mean, I think ultimately let's help people understand what StreetText is first and foremost, and then the type of mindset you have to really get into the idea of how to make it successful, like how to get a phenomenal ROI, and why it should be for you, or maybe it should be, depending on what you're looking to accomplish.
Right.
StreetText is essentially, we're a Facebook lead generation solution. We do tap into Instagram as well, but really known on the Facebook side. And what we do is we have tapped into these ad and funnel templates by testing essentially hundreds of thousands of ad copy and funnels over the last 5 years. We have an exclusive relationship with Facebook. So we get a firsthand understanding of their algorithm. And with that being said, we have a funnel that's really known for getting anywhere from 6 to 7 on average out of 10 clicks becoming a submission. That's unheard of in the industry. That means when someone's scrolling down the Facebook newsfeed, and we'll show them an example, they see this ad and 7 out of 10 times they're clicking on it, and they're giving you at least some sort of information.
Yep.
Not just clicking and doing nothing, which a lot of people do ads with. They're like, oh, it's branding, it's sponsored ads or boosting posts. No, this is actually specifically to generate a lead. And what we're known for is the seller side, but as we know, our buyers are just as good. Janky, your greatest success is the buyer campaigns that you have. And with that being said, it's understanding that the top of funnel is unique in itself, because the top of funnel it's really interruption-based marketing. You're getting to someone at their earliest. They're not even thinking about it. When someone's on Facebook, they're there to scroll down their newsfeed and be entertained. They're looking for pictures of and videos and fun little things. Whatever we do, we're usually there multiple times a day. I think the average time spent on Facebook at this point is upwards of an hour or more. I think during the COVID era, it's probably doubled. So they're there, and it's millennials, it's baby boomers, it's Generation Y, it's basically everybody. My mom and dad, everybody's on Facebook, and primarily your homeowners. So, and Instagram included. So you have to command their attention and create influence. And really, once they click on something of value, it's entirely up to you to create a connection. And I think that's the key, is that we help put that all together into a solution. And that includes email drip campaigns, that includes SMS, that includes scripts, strategies, role play, all of it. And Janky, I mean, you're the best person to talk about it, because you even created a course where you're helping people from top to bottom, you know, convert leads in the double-digit numbers.
Yeah, I did. And thank you for that, because our course, like I said, is just, you know, the course that we, you know, obviously with StreetText, we created with Troy and myself. It just has so much of information about, and, you know, there's another course that all the top producers that are doing so fantastic with StreetText is creating courses. Like Jennifer Salter is creating one. I have one. Donna has one. So all of us we bring different light to how we convert. So everyone has their own different flares, but this helps our consumers to understand what exactly is being sent out to them. And specifically my course has a lot of information with scripts, dialogues, objection handling, mindset, the disc profile. I mean, we just keep going on and on about, you know, we have letters out. Those templates can be used in so many different ways, right? I mean, you just don't take that letter and send it out. That's just not the way. You can use that as a drip campaign. You can use that as a video template, right? You can make it a bomb video and talk about it. Hey, I have buyers in this area. Who do you know that's looking to sell, Mr. Buyer, Mr. Seller? So there's so many different ways you can adjust it. But Ira, what we offer also at StreetText, or what you guys offer also at StreetText, is the coaching part of it, right? You guys help the new, and even us. I mean, there are times when I have challenges and we go to these masterminds and we do go to conversion workshops and we go to these Calendly links, and voila, we can talk about the conversions and the custom ads and, you know, the review ad performance, which is just so amazing. I love that about your company, because this is something that is really attractive as well about StreetText.
I think the big thing is that sometimes you want to do something yourself, like you want to have your hands on it. And when it comes to Facebook, there's kind of like two things that you can do with it. One, you can hand off your marketing to somebody who does it for you. And then when you do that, you're kind of stuck at the mercy of what you get back. So when the leads aren't coming back, or you don't understand where the leads are coming through, and you're trying to follow up with those leads, but you have no context to how that lead came in, there's a lot to be lost in translation, because you don't actually have your hands on the things that are getting the leads to come in. So that's your one option. The other option is that you basically get a full-time career, because every agent needs another full-time career to figure out the ads manager in Facebook, otherwise known as the labyrinth of frustration and confusion. If you want to like quickly feel like you need a drink very quickly in the day, just try to launch an ad in the Facebook ads manager. So essentially what we do is we interface for you. So you don't have to use the Facebook ads manager, and your coach teaches you how to use our templates to get good ad results. And then your focus is where Janky has done phenomenally well. And the thing that your course offers, Janky, is that you've pieced together information from all the masterminds that you've gone to, and you've made it work for you. So sometimes what we do is we spend so much time trying not to like buy some pre-made program, because we're going to try to piece all the information together, but our time is our most valuable asset. So one, get amazing ads functioning and working and leads coming in, but two, focus on that follow-up. And if you have the resources, follow in the footsteps of somebody who's already paved the success. So you can follow one kind of process or plan, as opposed to trying to piece together bits here and there, which is possible too. We have newer agents that are with us that are like leaning on the veterans and piecing together the pieces and getting their first success under their belt and the next success under their belt. And, you know, it's all about, you know, taking it piece by piece, growing and commitment over time. And right now, if we need anything, we need community. We need to be together, learning and growing and contributing. And that's kind of the title of this webinar. We as a company want to have a go-giver mindset. We want to see people be successful. And sometimes we meet people and we're like, now's not the time for you to use StreetText. Like, you're brand new, you don't have the budget for it, but hang out with us until you learn and grow, and we'll celebrate your wins and invite you on here like Janky and say, look how Janky's winning. Now she's celebrating her wins. That's
right. And talking about wins, you guys, I'm talking to you guys right now, but let me just tell you what my ISA just sent me. Look at this. just for everyone to see. Here's a lead that he just converted. This is from StreetText right there, guys. This is no joke. It's StreetText. If you can see it, it's a lead buyer that's looking to buy and sell. Like, I'm not kidding you. This is actually happening in the background. And yes, I have a team. And yes, you know, but as a single agent, you could do this too. Take out, you know, between 5 and 7 p.m. and start dialing, making those calls. What you say matters. And we know it's real estate. It's about consistency. It's about follow-up. But I wanted to share this with you. When we talk about wins, Ira, this is what I wanted to share is that, you know, my schedule is completely booked with phone appointments. Like we were talking about, we have 11 phone appointments, but the whole thing is about StreetText, guys. It's about the leads. It's about the ads that they're running. It's, you know, that we're doing split testing. I know Markus is really talking about split testing your ads, and he's so detailed about that too. You see, if you put your mind to it, my philosophy is if you put your mind to it, you do it consistently, and you have a follow-up system, you're not going to fail. But if you don't have this in place, don't complain. That's it. Simple as that, right? So, Markus, I wanted to ask you, can we talk a little bit about like the ads portion of it? Like, you know, what we talked about in the mastermind this morning, like different kinds of, and I love the templates in the back as well. When we talked about it this morning, Ira, that, you know, there's a new thing that StreetText just came out with that released today, I believe.
Yeah, 100%. And let me go into there and share with the community. This is essentially what you get access to when you start with StreetText. You get all these available templates, and it's not for you to kind of just be like, oh, where do I even begin? You have coaching, you have training, you have a community. It's actually quite easy and straightforward, right? Because every one of these has live stats behind them. So for example, I'm looking at an ad that most people start with in our trial, and this one on average is producing 60% click to contact ratios, about a $2 ad, $6 email, $18 phone number. So when you have that type of information to go off of, you know it's almost fail-proof. Now, that being said, you can see here, if you scroll down, there's buyer's ads. It's the listing ad that you're running right now, which, you know, this is the one that you have some incredible success with, which is the simple ad that says, see all available homes in Fremont. Right. Get a list of homes in Fremont sent directly to you. It's really a Facebook lead ad. So it captures all that information up front. So from the click, you get the phone number, and you're averaging like a $2 phone number with that. Right. And it's because you split test them, and we'll talk a little bit more about it shortly, but you also run ads specifically to sellers. Right. And, you know, it's essentially what's your home really worth, enter your address, receive your home value. Very straightforward, yet producing incredible results. Now, two different type of ways of capturing information. One using a Facebook lead ad, one using a dynamic lead capture. There's intention and purpose behind both. And, you know, when you join StreetText, we kind of show you what is happening and how that's happening, you know. And I think clearly it's all about leveraging the right systems and integration. It's not just generating leads, even though StreetText does that really well. We want to come behind you and introduce you to the roadmap for your success. We know, you know, I got all these messages open, but we know that it takes the right training, coaching, and integrations. And I think that's ultimately why we designed a course with you in mind. You know, right. There you are right there. Like, this course is phenomenal. And I think we put that in the chat feature. You know, you don't reinvent the wheel. You just study those people that have been successful with it, figure out what systems they're using, what their scripts are, how they pick up the phone and make the call, what they're sending out as a text message, what, you know, are they using systems like BombBomb and HomeBot and so forth? And how do you make this a complete solution? Right. That's going to be the key. And so we have this group called the StreetText Insider Group, where we invite you all into, and we basically just, you know, the thing I love about StreetText is that there's no exclusivity. You know, it's not like, hey, you know, I'm not going to share my secrets. It's like, no, we are all about contribution. We're all about giving away each other's tips and strategies and what's working and what's not working, because everybody can win. And I think that in itself, that type of mentality, that type of mindset, that contribution style of community, just like the LabCoatAgents, is what makes people at StreetText love it and so successful, because we're all sharing, and you always pick up something, especially in our masterminds. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, that being said, I can tell you that it's quite easy, but you have to put in the work. You have to put in the time, especially in the forefront, in the beginning. You have your own coach, you know, like Ira, myself, Logan. We work you through it. We take you through a trial. We make sure that this is something that is for you. You know, we set the right expectations on what that's going to take of your time, what it's going to take of your investment. It's not that big of an investment, by the way, for people that are wondering. StreetText, it's not going to put you back more than $200 on a monthly level, but you're also going to add your ad spend, which typically people should maybe allocate about $300 a month. So think
about the return on that.
$500 times 12, go $6,000
over
the year.
Even if you close one even if your average price point is 150,000, say for example, right, and you do 2%, 2.5% of the commission of it, think about the return of investment that you get from just putting this upfront amount with StreetText. Just look at the cost of return of investment. I think in every marketing piece that you do, you got to look at the return of investment, right? And so we're seeing a lot of return of investment in this. I mean, simple math calculations, guys. You know, so and that's where I always emphasize on follow up and consistency. And I know, Ira, you talk a lot about that with your students when you're coaching them, correct? You're on mute. There you go.
Yeah, like it is all in the follow-up at the end of the game. So, you know, our community is all about contribution, but that carries over into how you're going to get more business coming into 2021. Is if someone clicks on your ad, does your responses to that click on that ad reek of, I need something? Or does it reek of, hey, this was an opportunity to start a conversation? The reason that we've grown in friendship, we kind of feel like our StreetText family is more of a family, is because we've had conversations on masterminds. Because like Janky has shared her heart of where she started and where she's going now. And we've seen those little pieces of personalities with all the people that are using StreetText. Those same attributes that made us grow as a community are the same attributes that are going to grow your relationships and your businesses coming in 2021. It's that whole adage, like Zig Ziglar said it best, you know, if you want whatever you want in life, you're only going to get it if you give other people what they want and they need. And sometimes what happens is we get a lead that comes through on Facebook and they've requested a home value. And then in our head, our response is, I want a listing. So everything we do in response to that person is like, I want your listing, and it stinks of that, and it feels of that, and it repels people. So if you want to actually grow a relationship, your ads on Facebook should be creating conversation. And then your conversation should be based around trying to figure out what that person's motivation was and going above and beyond to serve that person. Here's the big kicker, whether they list with you or not. The question is, if you knew right out of the gate, a lead coming through was not going to list with you, would you still serve them? Would you still, like, we have so many stories of people that the lead was in the basement and they put the property in because they were looking to buy the house from the landlord. Huh? And then what happened was, because the person that reached out took the time to respond, they learned that the financing fell through. They weren't able to buy the house. They ended up speaking with the landlord, and the landlord, in fact, was looking to list. We have other examples where Wendy, she's busy as anything. She has tons of appointments all day long. She has an entire team, and someone set an appointment and they wanted to refinance. And Wendy's assistant said to her, are you sure you want to go out to this appointment to do a refinance? I don't know if it's going to be worth your time. She goes, no, they wanted their home value. I said I was going to do that. I'm going to deliver on it. So she went out to the house and she figured out they didn't have any room to refinance. But after a conversation, she introduced them to a relative of hers that was a buyer. We're in the business of relationships. So at the end of the day, the ad creates the conversation. The follow-up is, why did you click on my ad and how can I serve you, whether you're going to list or not? Because you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and eventually you grow a name for yourself in this business based on how you serve, not on how much money you make, not on how big your office is, not on how you serve. So, I mean, if you want to differentiate yourself in any year more than other, 2021 is the year.
And we always say it's about relationships. Let's talk a little bit about that, because Our business is about relationships. It's about coming from contribution, giving our clients what they're looking for, and making sure that we provide that service. Are we not in the service industry? I always ask agents around here that, yes, you're chasing the listing, but at the end of the day, aren't you trying to build that relationship? Aren't you trying to provide them what they look for? Eventually, if they say, listen, I'm not ready to buy right now or sell right now, but I have X, Y, and Z person that is ready, there is your referral business right there. So making that connection, building that relationship is so important. And again, we do talk about that in our courses as well, that we do want to make that relationship happen, right? And I know, Markus, we talk about this a lot as well in our conversion and different masterminds that we have. This morning we talked about it, and I refer back to this morning because this morning's mastermind, where everybody was there, it was so eye-opening to so many other people that were out there when we talked about, hey, what is your goal? Intentionally putting it out there and writing it down, saying, hey, this is my goal for, how many leads or how many closings I want to do from StreetText. That actually manifests itself into happening. And what are you going to do? Now, you always have it in the back of your mind. Now, what are you going to do to make it happen? Right, Markus? We talked about that.
Yeah, well, it's funny. A lot of people come from a background, maybe, with Zillow and Trulia and anything where they're buying into zip code exclusivity. So their whole mindset is like scarcity. Right. They're competing. They're having to get to that lead right away. And they're having to spend a lot of money to be that exclusive type of agent. Where with Facebook and Instagram, and specifically with StreetText, you got to understand the top of the funnel. The interruption-based style of marketing is all about value. It is all about contribution. It's all about using words like, this is complimentary. This is my way of giving back to the community. It's intentionality. It's the mindset shift into a relationship. And if you don't make that mindset shift in the beginning, you're going to it's quickly going to be frustrating experience, because you're going to automatically expect that the leads are supposed to just come on board and list at their home with you or transact and buy with you. But you're not understanding the nature of that ad specifically. And it's like, you could go and compete with the Sharks. And I like to use the metaphor of, if you think about football, everybody's competing for that ball in the end zone. Or we can hand off the ball at the 1 yard line and you're first to that person and no one else has touched that person. It's all yours. Now can you nurture that person into a relationship? And there's so many cool tools these days. We live in a virtual day and age, and given COVID, it's almost become a non-negotiable to use technologies like Zoom, Facebook Messenger, video, BombBomb, and so forth.
Yeah, even with our clients, we have to use Zoom, and BombBomb has become a big part of our business now for the past 1 year. But Brian Murphy said something really cool, and I love that. Abundance, not scarcity. Thank you, Brian. We tend to forget. We're so busy and focused, but we forget about some of the positive affirmations that we should say. And that's another thing, of course, in our course that we talk about is affirmations. Do you wake up in the morning? Do you do your affirmations? What are your intentions for the day? How do you set your goals for the day, right? That's also important to talk about. By the way, guys, to all our attendees, if you guys have any questions, please do chat with us and ask questions right here. We're open to it for sure. So I know that another thing also I wanted to talk about is we're looking at 2021. So many of us put so many amazing goals out there. What is StreetText rolled out this morning? Let's talk a little bit about that.
It's a brand new feature called the split test feature. It's essentially, if anybody that has any idea of a split test, it's running an ad. And I'm going to show a visual of it shortly here, Jinky. I don't know if your account is live. I might have to go into Wendy's to share it. But a split test is literally sampling out one variable and one variable only, and that's the audience it's getting in front of. So because of the Housing Discriminatory Act, Facebook has created a mandatory 15-mile radius bubble. So you can't target a zip code. You can't target Fremont, for example. You have to target Fremont plus 15. And so that includes probably a lot of different areas. I mean, what's in your immediate 15 miles around Fremont, Janky, that's, you can start naming all the towns.
Yeah.
And San Jose and
City, Pleasanton.
Pleasanton. I've been so long since I've been around there. And so immediately it expands your influence and it puts you in front of potentially hundreds of thousands, not millions of people on Facebook. So the way you tap into that is something called a split test. And a split test is running at least 3 identical ads for the first 24 hours. You can do this yourself and test it. But we've understood the science behind it. And really it's phenomenal, because if you split test properly, you tap into the lowest cost per lead and the ideal quality type of lead early on, you know, without having to waste a lot of time experimenting. And so we're allowing a feature to do that with one click of the button. That one click will automatically build anywhere from 3 to 5 ads identically to go out there and split the audiences.
Wow.
And with that being said, now those are all including the automations that you already have attached to them, especially when you start customizing those things with videos and some of your own personality and email signatures. It's powerful. Because it's allowing you to go out there and with one click of the button, develop a model that's going to absolutely develop lots of clicks, low cost per leads. And then essentially you can move on from the like, oh, I have to wear my marketing advertising hat and figure out how to tap into Facebook, to let's focus on lead conversion. Let's focus on picking up the phone. Let's focus on, you know, awesome integrations and emails and so forth. So that's a cool feature. And you know, you can expand on that, Ira or Janky, while I go in and pull up Jennifer or Wendy's account to show you what I mean.
Yeah, and also I was looking at the questions. Amanda, this is amazing. Yeah, hi there. I did do a trial last year, but I think Ira already answered that, right, Ira? Yeah. So you've committed backup again. Thank you. Yes, awesome. Trust me, it's totally different. I'm assuming that you came in at a time where things were very different from what it is right now in StreetText, and you'll be amazed at all the different things that are being offered with StreetText as well. Okay, so let's talk. Kristen, is this recorded? Yes, this is going to be recorded. It is going to be available on YouTube. Julie Johnson had a question, I believe. With the system, will we need any of the following: website, CRM, funnel software, YouTube channel, or any additional software services such as BombBomb? We'll talk about that as well. So any one of you want to take that question up?
Yeah, I kind of jumped in there and answered in the comments. Oh. We are pulling together everything that you kind of need within StreetText. So the cool thing is you start where you're at with what your budget is. But you know, time is of the greatest essence, and it's one of your most valuable resources. And sometimes we cut short on some of the tools that we use, but the expenses are time. So we already have the funnel built in. Our system has CRM capabilities, and we're growing that more and more. However, if you already have a CRM you're working with that you're familiar with, you can tie that CRM into our system. You can integrate it, pull the leads out that way. But that's part of what we're trying to do, is cut down on all of the knowledge you need to pull all that stuff together. So when someone clicks on your ad, the landing pages are built on our side, the funnel is already set up, the automations are already ready to go, and now your job is to get your fingerprint all over that and put your personality and brand into it. So BombBomb and other email video services are something we highly recommend, because like we said, this is a personal touch. So when your budget allows, and it's 25 or 30 bucks a month, I believe, when your budget allows it, adding those video to your email are going to take you to another level. Like we keep saying, we're living in the attention economy. Learning how to get people's attention and keep people's attention is becoming harder and harder. It's actually scientifically proven that we have the attention span of less than a goldfish now. Yes. So like when your email goes out and you respond, that first impression is everything. It says like, how can I build a relationship with you? I'm a person, I'm responding to this. This isn't no automation. And then the second part of it is like when you start that conversation with someone on video, you're sending a message about how up with the times you are. Like they're meeting you through Facebook. You're communicating with them in a seamless way through Facebook platform. So you're always like setting the tone about how you're going to represent them and their property. So, you know, sometimes some agents that have been with it for a long time are intimidated by the whole Facebook and Instagram thing. So it's like learning how to take all the skills that have always worked and implementing them into our system. So we're trying to pull and make it a lot easier for you to just do what you do. Right. Grow up and grow and create relationships.
Yeah, and I think some of the systems that are working for me, at least, is the BombBomb. By the way, guys, I have started implementing BombBomb videos, so that is working out great, and I'm so excited about that to share with you guys. In addition to my course, we started implementing videos because a lot of lot of Jennifer's course that's coming out is also videos, but she was talking about that. And I said, okay, well, let me implement that. Let me see how it works. Well, guess what? I send it out to, I send out a happy holidays to my leads that are in, in StreetText, and of course my past clients, and we got 3 referrals out of it just in 2 weeks. And I was so excited. I'm like, why did I not do this? But I'm still working on, doing I'm not too much of a video person, but hey, so video is working great. So BombBomb is amazing. HomeBot, the evaluations on HomeBot. I mean, I think Wendy does great on HomeBot as well. So, adding all these different things to StreetText is really kind of it's all about you and your team, and it actually highlights you and your team in so many different ways. Something about reviews that we also can do. This morning, Markus was talking about that. How you can actually just post your Facebook reviews. That was an aha for me. So coming to these masterminds with StreetText, it's not about StreetText only. You will learn how to implement different systems, different things in your different systems. Even on Facebook, you'll learn. So you're always learning, and I love that because, again, you're never too old in this business to learn. And if you think that you're done learning, you got something else coming. That's what I say. So, yeah, I mean, Markus, tell us about that.
Well, let me just visually give you a presentation of the split test so you see how powerful this is, and then we can walk through an ad from top to bottom and then really acknowledge the experience this homeowner or buyer is having, because that's the most important thing to consider. Is we always think and put on our marketing hats as realtors on like, hey, what is the coolest looking ad? How do I put it in front of somebody? Like, it's all about me, but you never think of it from like, what are they seeing? How are they experiencing it? And with that being said, how does it get that communication coming across so that they feel like it's this natural conversation starting? So if you go to any one of our funnels, and I'll use Wendy's account for this purpose, here's one of our most popular ones. It's basically saying, what's your home really worth into your address receive your home value? So when I select this one, it's so easy to build. It's almost funny how easy you can build an ad with us. You can choose any image you want. And one of the images that that Wendy's been using, she's in Las Vegas, is this really beautiful like image of the city. And if you upload that image, it's basically already presetting the ad build. So you're saying, what's your home really worth? There's the beautiful image, enter your address, receive your home value. You click next, and then you just pick your targeting. We have a feature that we really encourage people to use called drop a pin. And so, for example, the reason why you want to drop the pin is if you're targeting, you need to get really clear with the 15 miles. It's so important to acknowledge that wherever you are, it's going to draw 15 miles in and around that area, right? And you can move that pin drop wherever you want to go, but that is so important because that doesn't just be one area. So, in the example of Fremont, let's just go to Fremont, for example, just because this is fun to see for you. Fremont, California, that would automatically put you in a Mountain View, Palo Alto, Hayward, San Leandro, Pleasanton,
right,
down to Milpitas and San Jose. Like you are targeting a lot of homeowners, right? Mm-hmm. And you can expand as big as you want. Let's say, Jake, you're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go 50. I'm gonna get into San Fran. I'm gonna go down to Los Gatos. I'm gonna hit it all, like, because I'm gonna be that realtor. You could, but 15 miles minimum, and then you click done. You click next. And really, this is where it gets fun because you can deploy this on 2 channels, Facebook and Instagram. And when you do, you can attach what you think your estimated commission will be on that particular ad or that lead if it's converted, because that will help you discover what your cost per lead should be in the future. And then you can sign a daily ad budget to it. Typically, we say a good one to start with is 9. Sometimes you can go a little bit higher if you're in a more competitive market. That would be wise, and that's why you have a coach to determine. But this is the split test feature. This is where you basically click as many split tests as you want. So if I wanted to do 5 split tests, it's telling me the total cost to run 5 ads at $9 a day is $45 a day, right? And as soon as I deploy that, I'm not going to do it because I already launched 3 new ones for Wendy earlier. But as soon as I deploy that, that's automatically building. It's automatically attaching email drip campaigns for up to 9 months behind it. It's automatically attaching a SMS bot called Julie that automatically will text your leads within the first 3 minutes and up to 5 text messages throughout the week. And you're right. And there's Facebook reviews and so forth. So you can go in there and start customizing the experience. And so that being said,
Markus, if you can go into just to show, because I know a lot of people might want to see this as well. If you could go into my account and actually, do the seller, we've got one that we just created yesterday, very similar to that, Markus. I believe we created it yesterday, and I think we've got some beginning to start seeing good results on it as well.
So which one are you talking about? Are you talking about a buyer campaign or a seller?
Seller campaign, for sure.
Okay, yeah. I'll log into your account, and this way I'll log out of Wendy's, log into yours, and then we can use yours as an example.
Yeah.
And then with that being said, I think the key is like, it's all customizable. So, Janky, you have one way of doing things. Wendy has another.
Right.
For example, Wendy, like we do have a 9-month long drip campaign that it's meant to go an initial email immediately, a day 3 email, like a day 7 and so forth. Wendy, for example, has gone in there and used the features that we have and added an additional, I think 3 or 4 emails in the first 10 days.
And that is amazing because you can actually create your own drip campaigns. That's the second thing that we're going to do actually is start implementing. And we're in the rooms of working on that as well. So you can customize those drip campaigns, guys. And that is so awesome because I never use the StreetText drip campaigns or anything. I just let it auto flow. And I created my own. But if you don't want to create that own, you've got that course of mine, but you can also do this right here. You can actually implement it right into StreetText, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. And
before we jump ahead, I think it's important that people know too that so the 5-ad split test, you only run that for 24 hours. So you put the ad out for 24 hours, you check in on that ad 24 hours later, and you're quickly going to see which of the audiences that Facebook randomly selected was the most engaged and is generating the most leads. Because Facebook is all about what happens to that ad in the 24 hours. And a lot of people make the mistake of starting a Facebook ad and letting it run for a week and seeing if it's going to improve in performance. Facebook makes a decision very quickly on an ad. So you want to do the same thing. That's the advantage of that split test. And if you've heard the word split test before, this is different. The way we set up our split test is each time a unique audience is polled. That's the difference. It's not the same as using the split test button in Facebook. That's why sometimes people do it through our system. They get amazing results. They go away and try to replicate it, and they come back and they're like, it spent all my money, but I didn't get the same results and I wasted a whole lot of time. So I think that's key, is just know that those 5 ads, once you get one that runs, then you do what Jenki's done. You go to town creating some personal follow-up and following up with those leads.
Yeah. And I think it's so important to add like I always say, people always ask, what is your secret sauce in getting all this? There isn't really a secret sauce. You are the secret sauce, you guys. Come on. You are the reason why that is happening if you consistently follow up and follow the process of it. And again, that is in my course as well. It's, getting to know your disc profile of your client, building that relationship, and really staying on target with what is it that you want to give them. Come from a giving, aspect and give before you ask for anything. So give that one-page CMA, give that neighborhood market report, and watch what happens in return. If they're not interested, they certainly might have friends or family. Brian had a good question. Is there a preferred CRM that you feed into?
Well, that's so subjective. I have some people that use StreetText as their CRM, some people that use LineDesk.
I use Chime.
Right?
Yeah.
Chime, right?
Yeah.
So I think it depends if you're a solo or team player and essentially what you like, what integrates easily. Like we use email parsing and or Zapier to integrate systems. So you can have an email parse go, which is super easy, and or you could have it zap into whatever system you have. It's got so much flexibility.
Right.
That's the key.
And our leads are being zapped right into Chime as well. But here's another thing also, when the leads do come in and we have the full lead that comes in, there's so many variations of leads that come in, full leads, address only, phone numbers only. I mean, there's so many different variations. It's what do you need and how, what and how you get that lead into a sort of a relationship with you from the beginning. How speed to lead matters is, you know, how soon you're reaching out to them. You'll be amazed at how happy someone gets. Like, oh my God, you got my information and you called me immediately. You know, and listen, I was a solo agent before I joined StreetText. Okay, in March, April, May, I was a solo agent, and I saw all these leads coming in. And that's when I said, okay, this is way, way too much going on. I can't keep up. And I started building my team to where it is today. And I continue to grow from that. So it wasn't an overnight success with StreetText, okay? You're going to have a learning curve. You're going to have to go to the masterminds and talk to your coaches and, you know, tweak here and there your ads. And, you know, you have to be a little bit hands-on in the beginning, but once you get the flow of it, it's just amazing. Mary Jo West from Keller Williams, she says, do you know how StreetText compares to the new AI command software with Keller Williams, including Facebook ads? I assume you have some KW agents who have gone to you guys away from command. Thanks. I'm not.
I always say, just do the comparison. Yeah. So do the trial, come to your trial and test out both tools. And we have a lot of people that have access to that are using us. So obviously they saw that there was a difference there. So that's what the trial's set up for, like so that you can compare the two, so that you can look and see, like, these are the types of results I got with ads using the StreetText trial, and these are the types of results I got using this other tool. Like, we're very big advocates of doing your homework and making sure that you have it, but do it with your coach. Like, don't just sign up for the trial with StreetText and let it run default. Like, use us as your resource to get you the best results. So then you're comparing it fairly, because you've right. used the tool the way we know how to use it, because we do it day in and day out. This is what we do. So
right. Yeah. And again, you know, it's 7-day free trial. Certainly take a look at it. I mean, in my 7 days, I got so many leads, and we should post that again, you know, the link to the 7-day trial as well as the course link. And Sandra will go ahead and post that up real quickly, the links there. But again, it's again, guys, how you're following up, whether it's AI command, whether it's Julie, whether it's another AI that is doing the work. It's people like to hear, especially in this COVID environment, people like to talk or text or get a text from you, because remember, they're disconnected from everywhere else. So they want to hear from somebody. And this is the perfect opportunity. And trust me, like Tristan always says, you know, I think Facebook and all social media has gone crazy after we went into COVID environment, right? So sadly, but a lot of people are out there. A lot of people are ready, willing, and able to. As long as you keep that mindset, I think that will automatically help out and convert and create and build that relationships.
And I think that's a good takeaway that people need to focus on, because oftentimes I hear people say, like, I don't want to bug them. I don't want to I don't want to follow up. Like you say, follow up and persist and keep following up and keep following up. And I think if your mindset is I don't want to bug them, then you believe you're bugging them, and therefore you are bugging.
Yes.
Where your mindset, Janky said, she does these affirmations in the mirror. She says, I'm the best agent for them. I'm going to represent them the best. They're going to be happy they worked for me. They're going to give referrals. They're going to move forward. And when you have that mindset, you know that the person clicked with a motivation because they had a pain point. They had some resolve they need. And when you have the confidence that you're an agent that could represent them well, and you don't want them to go out and risk their own home. You don't want them to fall into the pitfalls that so many people fall into working with someone that didn't represent them well. So when you start believing in your capacity as an agent, then your responses with people, you don't feel like you're nagging people. You're just working to deliver on what they asked for. And you know that if they work with you, they're going to have a good experience and you're going to make it good on the other end of it. So I think that when you shift your mindset that way, that you don't feel like you're bugging leads. You feel like you're delivering on what they asked for, and you feel like you're serving them.
You're right. Yeah, and you come from contribution. 9 out of 10 times, I think it's very important to understand that in our business, if you come from that contributional mindset. And I know, Markus, you have something to share with us in regards to our ad splits, or, so when you dig deeper into what StreetText does, at the end of the day, what you have to remember is that how is it generating the leads, and keeping in mind going to these conversion workshop masterminds? That has brought a lot of eye-opening aha moments for me as an agent and now as a team leader, to focus in on my ads and to kind of keep a close eye on them, right? And I go to the mastermind, that the ad tweaks class that Stephen has too, right? And that has been very helpful for me to help tweak my ads to see what's working, what's not working. So you see, they're hand holding your hand throughout the journey. They're not just saying, okay, here it is, and you're on your own. A lot of people do that when it comes to Facebook ads, and this is not the StreetText is not, someone that does that. Absolutely not.
So Ira likes to call Facebook Ad Manager the labyrinth of confusion, and evidently, I mean, we want to just make this as easy as possible. If you look at the way that we pull in your data and information, you'll never have to go to the Facebook Ad Manager again. That's our whole intention. You can quickly see how your ad is performing, the lifetime of that ad performance, in the last 7 days. And we're going to give you benchmarks to look at. You'll have this little kind of color that shows you how your lead price is compared to what the max price could be based on your market. We calculated in about a 1.5% conversion and 5 times ROI in that number. You're going to see how many people have been reached, how many people have clicked on the ad, what's your cost per click, your cost per lead, cost per email. And it's easy to then pull up your ad, view your ad, and view the link. And that's the most important thing, is when you're going into this idea, okay, here's an ad that says if someone were to buy your Fremont home, would you sell it? Well, what's the experience these guys are having in their Facebook newsfeed? And when they click on that, what is actually happening? This is where it all begins, and this is where we train you, because it's ad performance. Yes, let's focus on ad performance. Let's get you leads. Let's get you to become fishers of men. We're not here to run your ads for you. We're going to teach you and coach you on how to actually be an expert advertiser on Facebook. And then when you actually get a good lead formula model, then you're just simply saying, okay, click to contact. What's happening when I put in my address? What's happening in the background? And with that being said, when I click analyze my property, what am I doing next? In this case, I'm providing an email. Well, when you click next at that moment, did you know that an automatic drip email campaign is starting? Automatically, you could have that send out the video introducing yourself and track it. I know that if you're using the right video software, you're going to be able to see what's being opened, if that video is being clicked, if you have a link that's taking them to your calendar or a Zoom meeting, or let's say you want to message them back on Facebook, you got that in there too. That's the holy grail of an email, right? An email open, a video play, a link that take them into your calendar. And then this is where it becomes the science of understanding that side, and that is the art in itself. And that's the icing on the cake, is that there's going to be part of that. We're going to get information about their home, time frame for selling. This is just the seller funnel. If they want to tell us about their kitchen and and then this is where they kind of see, hey, there's a Facebook review from someone that worked with Janky. There's her her slogan and tagline, and then this would activate an SMS feature that would automatically send them a text message within 3 minutes. And there's so many opportunities.
Yeah, it's so impressive. These are the things that you guys have added this time around, and I was like, whoa, what? I mean, I was really impressed with this morning. So kudos to the team.
It's cool. And we're constantly telling you, hey, here's a roadmap. You want to get good, you got to coach. We've got a YouTube channel. We got free resources like, Janky's course. We have a course that we have, that's free. We have, we teach you how to split test. We show you some of the top integrations. We let you know, like, there's this entire group that's ready to help you and serve you and show you how to make this yours, and so many different ways to convert a lead, really. You got to find your way, and it's got to be a way that authentically connects.
Yeah, and I always say that, right, Ira? You have to find what works well with you, what works well in your area. It's how you make it your own. I mean, a lot of real estate leaders will tell you that. We can give you all the features that you could use, but plug and play, it's kind of difficult to do that. But you have to plug and play what works for you. What is it about you that you want to share with your client at that moment? That is so important.
Yeah, I think I've even had someone that I've actually been having a conversation with, like with StreetText, with initially automated text started the conversation, but then we had a very like detailed conversation back and forth. And she texted me back and said, is this a real person or am I talking to a robot?
Oh my God.
That's how advanced society has become right now, that people sometimes don't understand that there's a real person behind it. So when they click on an ad on Facebook, they might have this like idea that this is automated. So you got to break that thought pattern. You got to get in there and let them know and educate them. We're in the business of bringing people to an understanding and helping to educate them on their best decisions. So you do that slowly and you nurture that over time. And when someone clicks on it, heck, they might have thought it was automated. So then your thought is, well, they thought it was automated, didn't realize this is a real person. Well, now's your job to explain to them why they don't want something automated, why personal relationship and real estate is the one thing that, I mean, if anything requires some like actual hands-on relationship and work, it would be like your valuable assets, like your real estate.
Right.
Don't trust it to automated systems. Like I am like an expert in your area that's going to help you move beyond that automation. So by doing those personal reaches out, you stop their brain from thinking it's automated, because people think everything's automated nowadays.
Exactly. And you want to bring in your unique value proposition. This is where you go ahead and that's what you want to tell you. It's not about automation, and you want to bring your unique value proposition to, why they should hire you as the realtor of choice or whatever that might be, right? I am so glad I got a one-on-one fair chance with you, Markus, and of course with Ira. Markus is my coach, go-to person, obviously, and Ira, I haven't gone to you for coaching, but I'm sure you're as amazing, if not good, better than that. But, you guys are so awesome, always there to help people, always there to coach and guide us. Thank you so much for that. And I look forward to an awesome 2021 with StreetText with 50 closed transactions. I'm putting it out there and it's going to happen. Last year was almost 19, 20 with StreetText. StreetText leads alone, you guys. And this year I'm looking forward to 50 plus. So I'm excited.
Well, and let's help people establish that when you work in Facebook leads, it's not a quick fix. Like I wouldn't recommend anybody come into StreetText without understanding that you need to be committed for the year.
Right.
You're one of our best agents back in the day. Her name was Donna. She's now done a couple hundred deals with StreetText out of Fort Worth, Texas. It took 5 months before she closed her first one, and then it just compounded for her. It went from like 1 to 6 to 10 to, before you know it, she was triple digit. And so Facebook, again, you're interrupting the news feed. Someone may be interested to learn the value of their home today. It does not mean they're interested to sell today, but they are interested in having a conversation, creating a relationship, and their natural time frame will come. And you have to ask the right questions. Sellers are buyers, buyers are sellers, and some people just need to refinance. Some of these people that click are actual renters of the home, or buyers looking at this home. If you're not asking the right questions, you're going to miss out on the opportunity. You can't assume it's just this person that says, "Come on over and list my home," and then you have to figure out how to stay in front of them and nurture that lead, and intentionality, not just allow systems to do it either. You can't just say, "Well, I'm going to put them into HomeBot, and I'm going to look back a year from now, I'm going to have 12 deals." Not going to happen. Yeah. So that's where, if you explore the mindset and mentality and really focus on authentically connecting as often as possible, and there are systems to do that to help you, you're going to do really well, and you have a community to rally behind you to show you how.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, gentlemen. It was a pleasure always having one-on-one time with you guys. And I want to make a quick announcement about LabCoatAgents. I am so excited to finally announce that happening next week, January 12th, you guys, amazing authors will speak about mindset. Guys, it's about mindset in our business, spirituality, business habits and such. So I know that we're going to post a link right here. Visit chapter, I believe it's chapter 2021.com for tickets. So guys, you don't want to miss this, because every opportunity you get, it's always a learning opportunity. And you want to make sure that you are doing good for yourself as a person, and then what are you doing more for your business? So this is going to be amazing. Chapter 2021.com, get your tickets here. Amazing authors coming, and I'm totally excited. If you want more information about it, do let someone at LabCoat know, and we'll be more than happy to share. And also for a free full demo, Markus has posted another link. Go on to calendly.com/StreetText. You have all the information right there, guys. And again, this is going to be offered on our YouTube channel in about a day or so. So you can always take your time and rewind this and listen to our webinar right here. But if you have any questions, you know where to get a hold of me. I'm in LabCoatAgents all the time. John K. Patel with Markus and Ira. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Bye.